Oh God, not this again. When the hell are they gonna give up? My name is Karen, and I'm 27 years old. When I get a call from an unknown number, it usually means that my parents are on the other end. Why am I not answering their calls? Well, that's because I cut all ties with my parents and my brother, who's a year younger than me when I was in my junior year of high school. But recently, they've been calling me constantly. I don't know what business they have, but I am not going to answer any of them. I can't believe the audacity. They're calling me after all they've done to me. As far as I can remember, the bullying started when I was in preschool.
Hey, Mom, I want to learn how to play soccer.
Well, that's great. We should get you set up with a coach right away.
Mom, I want to learn how to play the piano.
Huh? Why do you want to learn the piano? Are you going to become a pianist when you grow up or something?
Well, I don't know yet, but it's just...
Well, you should have thought it through before asking me. We're not wealthy enough to waste money on things that aren't important, you know.
But why does Hiroki get to learn soccer?
What are you talking about? Hiroki's our eldest son. That means he's gonna be the head of the family after we pass. He needs to learn as much as he can right now before he becomes a successful person. But you're just gonna marry into another family and forget about us.
I couldn't really understand what they were talking about at the time, but I knew that they were trying to say that I was worthless.
Well, if Karen can't learn the piano, then I want to learn it instead. I can learn both soccer and piano. How does that sound?
Oh, wow. That would definitely be impressive, honey. I think you could do it too. You're a genius. You could do anything.
Yeah, your mother's right. I think learning both would be great for you. We gotta purchase a piano right away.
My parents adored my brother. It was clear that they preferred him over me. They gave him special treatment, and he always got everything he wanted. And I just had to use or wear things that my brother grew tired of. Time quickly went by, and when I was in middle school, this happened. Life at home sucked, but school was fun. I had a lot of friends in both elementary school and middle school, and I was able to forget about my parents while I was there. But I guess Hiroki wasn't as lucky. It seemed like he didn't have a lot of friends, and when I saw him around the school, he was always alone. Well, I guess he kind of deserves to be lonely. He always yells at me when we're at home, and he's just the most entitled person ever.
Hey, Karen, want to hang out at Shibuya next Sunday? You know, just the two of us.
What? I was asked out on a date for the first time in my life when I was in my junior year of middle school. I kind of had a crush on the guy, so I was ecstatic when he asked me out. I still remember how I felt that day.
So, what do you say?
That sounds like a lot of fun. Let's go. I was excited to go on the date, but I had one problem. Oh no, I forgot that I don't have anything I can wear on a date. I had to wear a uniform at school, so I didn't have to worry about what I wore on the weekdays. But on the weekends, I had to wear clothes that were passed down to me by my brother. That didn't bother me too much when we were young because I didn't really care about the design or how I looked. But I was in middle school now, and I was going through puberty. I was really sensitive about how I looked every day. I can't wear this on my date. This is my first date ever, and I want to make sure I leave a good impression. But I don't have any money to buy clothes right now. And my parents took all of the gifts my relatives gave me on Christmas, so... I took a deep sigh and made up my mind. I was going on a suicide mission. I have to ask Mom for some money. Hey, Mom, I was wondering if I could get some new clothes.
Why? You have a ton of clothes already.
But they all used to be Hiroki's, and none of them are designed for girls.
Who cares if they're not meant for girls? You can still wear them, right? The design shouldn't matter.
But Hiroki's clothes are too big for me now. I just look a bit goofy in them, you know?
Oh, God. When is the complaining going to stop? It still fits, doesn't it? I don't see the problem here.
But I'm 14 already, Mom. I want to dress a bit nicer. I care about how I look, you know?
But you look great in these clothes. You should be taking good care of the clothes you have now. There's no need to buy new clothes.
But you always buy Hiroki new clothes. This isn't fair. And you know what he said to me the other day? He said that he didn't like the clothes he bought the other week, so he just gave them to me. He's the one being wasteful here, not me.
But you know, Hiroki has to look presentable at all times. He's going to be the head of the household eventually.
Yeah, well, maybe in the future. But that doesn't mean that he should get special treatment when we're still in middle school. That's when Hiroki walked up to us. He was in the living room, but he probably heard us yelling.
Hey, I can't hear the TV thanks to your yelling. Could you please keep it down?
Oh, I'm sorry, honey. It's Karen again. She's being a pain in the ass.
Try being more mature like me, Karen. You should be able to buy your own clothes already.
Well, it's easy for you to say. You get an allowance from our parents every month. I've never gotten a single cent from my parents.
Well, I actually know how to manage my own money. So, besides, I've got a lot of extracurriculars, and so I need the money to get around.
But you always end up wasting your money on crane games at the arcade. You always ask Mom if you can have more money when you run out too. Maybe you aren't as good at taking care of your money as you think.
No, you're doing great, honey. You're doing such a great job that you deserve to have that extra cash.
How does that make any sense?
But anyway, I don't want her to bother us again like this, so I think you guys should give her a little bit of money, Mom, just this once. I'd rather her shut up than not give her any money.
Well, you might be right. You're a genius. All right, take this then.
And that's when my mother handed me a dime. This is just a dime. What do you expect me to do with 10 cents?
You should be grateful that I was willing to give you any money at all. You don't even deserve this, you know.
Well, I appreciate that you spent a lot of money on feeding me and my education, but...
All right, fine. Just take this and shut up for me, please.
And that's when Hiroki handed me a $1 coin. Huh?
And if you're gonna keep on complaining, then I'm gonna take that coin back.
Damn it.
Phew, finally.
Oh, wow, $1? That's a lot of money, Karen. You better thank your brother. He was nice enough to share that with you.
And so the two grinned at each other and walked away merrily. My father saw the entire thing happen, but he didn't move an inch from his spot on the couch and just sat there in silence. This is so insulting, but I can't let them take this money back. This is all I have right now. I need this money to go on my date tomorrow. I guess this is at least enough for me to buy a drink. I was thinking about not going on the date because I was so embarrassed, but I didn't want to waste this golden opportunity. And so I dressed myself up next morning in my brother's old clothes and I headed out. I tried choosing out the best looking ones from the pile, but this still looks ridiculous. I had a short sleeve t-shirt on with a pair of shorts. The outfit didn't look good on me at all.
Oh, hey Karen, sorry for the… what the…
Oh, I just got here as well.
Okay, you wanna go then?
Yeah. Daddy's probably embarrassed by me. He hasn't walked by my side the entire day. This is the worst.
Oh, you wanna grab some ice cream?
Yeah. Oh, wait, on second thought, I'm good.
Huh?
The cheapest ice cream in the convenience store cost $1.50. I only had $1.10 on me, so I couldn't even afford the cheapest option.
Okay, I'm gonna buy some for myself then.
Yeah. And when he finished his ice cream, he told me that he needed to go somewhere else and disappeared. He was obviously lying to get away from me as soon as possible. I knew I shouldn't have gone on this stupid date. I ruined it. He probably hates me now. Well, there goes my chance of dating him. I sat down on the bench and started crying. I wanted to go home, but I didn't know what my parents would tell me if they saw me crying like this. And so I let all of my emotions out at the park and tried to compose myself. When the tears dried out, I headed back home. That was a sour experience I had in middle school, and after a few years, I became a high schooler. And surprisingly, I was admitted into an expensive private high school called Moni High School. But that's not really where I wanted to go. But I didn't have a choice, as my parents practically forced me to study for the entrance exam for this school when I was in my senior year of middle school. But fortunately, I was able to make a lot of friends there, and I was living my life peacefully and happily. And in March, just when my first year there was about to end, something shocking was revealed to me.
Karen, you're not gonna be able to go to school starting from April. You're gonna have to quit.
Wait, what do you mean? Why?
Obviously, because your brother is going to start attending the same high school next month.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
The reason we paid a premium and sent you to Money High was because we wanted to find out what school was really like. You were basically like a scout for us and your brother. We wanted to be absolutely sure that the school was right for Hiroki.
What do you mean? So you're saying that you guys are basically using me? That's ridiculous.
Well, I'm sorry, but that's the truth. And you did a good job.
Yeah, now that we know that Money High School is a good school, we can send Hiroki there without having to worry about anything.
Yep, so you're relieved from your duties. Anyway, what are you going to do after you quit?
Well, I don't know. This is all happening so quickly.
But you're old enough to work already, right? You can probably support yourself.
Support myself? Do you even know how old I am right now?
Well, we don't want things to get messy between us, so we're gonna give you a week to figure everything out, and then you're on your own.
But I'm still a high schooler.
Oh, shut up. There's people out there who are younger than you that have made a living for themselves already. Just do what they did.
Okay, fine. You know what? I'll do it, and I'm gonna make sure you guys regret kicking me out. Just you wait. There was no point in resisting any further. They've already made up their mind. So over the next 3 days, I prepared my bags and figured out the details of my move out. Once I was done, I headed to a nearby online cafe and looked for job listings that I could apply to. I already had a part-time job, but the pay wasn't good enough for me to be able to support myself. Looking for hotel employees, housing provided. This is it. The hotel in question was about 20 minutes away by train, and I called them right away. They agreed to interview me immediately, and that's how everything started. It's been 10 years since then, and I still work at the same hotel. There were times when things got a bit difficult, but I was able to grow as a person because of this job, and I can't thank my bosses enough for hiring me. The owner also treated me like I was her own daughter, and she's been good to me ever since I started working here. I also met my fiancé, Masato, through this job. He was one of our frequent customers, but we grew fond of each other and started seeing each other outside of the hotel. Eventually, we started dating and decided to get married.
You really sure you don't want to call your parents to our wedding?
Yeah, I haven't seen or talked to them in 10 years, and they don't seem to care about where I am or what I'm doing, so...
I see, but I can't believe they would just abandon you like this. You don't deserve this.
Well, thanks. That means a lot. Oh, I'm so nervous.
Oh, don't be so nervous, honey. Think of this as just another party. You have nothing to worry about.
Sure, but you invited a lot more people than I did, so I don't know most of the guests here. That just makes me nervous.
Aha, sorry about that.
Masato is the CEO of a trading company. He invited a lot of his coworkers, subordinates, and friends that he has made through his job. He invited around 10 times more guests than I did, and we knew the venue was going to be packed, so we decided to have people stand during the party. So we didn't have a seating chart, and I don't know for sure who's where and where they are, but we already know that there's going to be at least a few hundred people in attendance. Oh God, I just hope nothing goes wrong. We finished up our speeches and we were enjoying our meals when a man walked up to us out of nowhere.
Congratulations on your wedding, sir!
Thank you, Mr. Yamakawa.
Huh?
This is Mr. Yamakawa. He's one of my most important clients. We've known each other for a while now, so I decided to invite him to our wedding.
No, that's not what I was asking. You're Dad, aren't you?
Huh? Karen, is that really you? I saw your name on the invitation, so I didn't know that it would actually be you.
Wait, what is going on here? I thought you only had a son, Mr. Yamakawa.
It's complicated. A lot has happened, and she decided to leave our house.
What? I did not leave on my own accord. You guys kicked me out.
What? But why would I ever do something like that? But man, you're my daughter, alright. If you landed an amazing husband, didn't you? Oh, congratulations.
Huh? So what? Now that I got married to a rich man, you're gonna act like a real father? That's just ridiculous.
Well, I know we've grown apart, but we're related by blood. We're family, right?
Just because we're related, that doesn't mean we're still a family. I don't consider you my father anymore.
What are you talking about? I gave you a place to live, I give you food to eat, I give you clothes to wear, I even let you go to an elite private school.
But you made me quit my high school in the middle of the academic year.
No, but that's because you told us you didn't want to go anymore.
No, I never said that. Stop making stuff up to make me look bad.
Karen, you have to calm down. You're ruining our wedding.
But
Your husband is right, Karen. You never came back to our place to tell us that you were getting married. I thought I taught you basic manners and decency.
Well, I apologize for that, but we already visited our real family members to tell them about our marriage.
Huh? What do you mean?
I visited the owner of the hotel she works at and her husband to ask them for their blessing. Sure, they might not be related to Karen by blood, but they basically raised her like she was their real daughter. And so, I don't want you as an outsider to come in and ruin our wedding.
An outsider? That's ridiculous. I bet that the owner and her husband have been exploiting her all these years, and she was young and vulnerable when she started working at their hotel. She didn't even have a high school diploma, so they took advantage of her.
You don't even understand what your current position is, huh?
Huh?
I was gonna tell you guys at the beginning of the week, but my company is actually going to acquire your company. That means that you're gonna be working for me starting on Monday.
Whoa, that's incredible. Well, I'm sure that we can keep on working together to...
No, I don't think that's going to happen.
Huh?
I don't want people like you to work for me. You're disgusting and you're a neglectful liar, and you are not wanted at our company.
Wait, hold on, does this mean...
Yes, you're getting fired.
No way! You can't do this to me. I have a son, and...
Huh? But Hiroki's old enough to have his own job now. What the hell is he up to?
Well, he's in college. He couldn't graduate on time, you know?
Throughout his life, he's been handed everything on a silver platter. That made him entitled, lazy, and selfish. I can just imagine him slacking off and ending up failing most of his classes.
But anyway, this should be something that we resolve internally. It makes no sense for you to fire me over this.
But I already told you this is an issue of your personality, and quite frankly, I think you're a terrible person. If Karen's willing to vouch for you, then I'll consider keeping you, but...
Now, why would I do that?
Karen, you can't abandon your father like this, come on!
I can't believe you right now, Dad. Have you forgotten that you were the one that abandoned me first?
We'll give you some severance pay, but that's the last bit of money you're ever gonna receive from us. After that, you're on your own.
No way!
After that, my father walked out of the venue and went home. Man, I didn't expect that to happen at my wedding.
I didn't know that Mr. Yamakawa was your father. If I'd known, I wouldn't have invited him. I'm so sorry about that, honey.
No, don't worry about it. It's not your fault. But I can't believe he hasn't changed one bit.
Yeah, when we have kids, I promise you that I'll raise them with love and kindness, no matter what gender they are.
Thank you, honey. And a few months after our wedding, it's already April? Man, time flies, doesn't it?
Yeah, so we were both very busy after the wedding, and I had to finalize the acquisition, so I guess time just went by without us noticing, huh?
Oh yeah, you said you acquired my father's company, didn't you? How did that go? Where's my father now?
I don't know, we fired him already.
Oh shoot, speak of the devil, he's calling me.
You still have his number?
Yeah, I just forgot to delete it. And maybe I thought I might need it in the future. I was debating whether to answer the phone or not, but I had my husband right next to me, so I felt confident enough to talk to him. So I turned on the speaker and answered the call. Hello?
Hey, is this the stupid husband there with you? I've been trying to call him, but he won't answer.
Oh, hey, Mr. Yamakawa. I didn't answer your calls because I didn't recognize your number, so what can I do for you?
Well, sir, I just wanted to talk to you about my severance. What the hell was that all about?
You actually gave him severance?
Yeah, I kinda had to. It's company policy.
Well, you basically didn't. All you gave me was $1.10. You can't call that severance.
$1.10? That's the exact same amount my brother and mother gave me when I asked them if I could get new clothes. I remember telling my husband that story, so he probably gave him the same amount to help me get revenge on them.
Well, according to the company policy, the company has the power to decide how much severance each of the employees get when they're fired, and so we took all the required steps to give you that money. And besides, I thought $1.10 was considered to be a lot of money in your house.
What? Of course not. How does that make any sense?
Really? Well, I remember my mom telling me that it was. I think you were there too. You saw us talking that day. Well, I guess bullies don't really remember what they do to other people.
What? How about this? I'll give you part of my severance, so you need to ask your husband to raise the amount. $1.10 is not nearly enough to feed my family.
But I don't need any more money. Why would I do that?
You don't work for my company anymore, and I'd like you to stop contacting my wife and I. Now, goodbye.
Wait, sir, please. You gotta help me here.
Why do you need the money that badly, though? I thought you had money saved up.
Well, I have to pay another years of school for your brother, and your mother bought a lot of expensive clothes and bags because she thought that your brother was gonna get hired by an elite company, and I ended up buying a car too, and we still have to pay our mortgage.
You're insane. You should just make Hiroki quit his school and make him get a job or something. Then you can sell your stupid clothes and car and use that money to pay the mortgage.
I can't do that! I gotta get Hiroki to graduate or else he'll be an embarrassment. And besides, I always wanted my own car. I don't want to have to sell it, so I need this severance.
And that's why you're coming to your daughter that you kicked out for help?
I've got no one else I can rely on.
Well, good luck then. I hung up on him and blocked his number, but we still received calls from him every day. We were getting the calls from an unidentified number, so he's probably calling us through a payphone, but I've ignored them all.
Is it your parents again?
Yeah, I think.
My coworkers and subordinates have gotten calls from him too, but they're all just ignoring him. It's sad, really.
Yeah, it's sad, isn't it? I guess he didn't have any real friends.
I heard that he's working as a construction worker every day now, and his wife works at a supermarket during the day and works as a hostess at night. One of my colleagues told me about it.
What about Hiroki?
He ran.
What? He ran? He probably found out that his parents didn't have any money left, and he just disappeared one day. I kind of feel bad for my parents. The one child that they raised with care ended up as an embarrassment and disappeared. Who am I kidding? I don't feel bad for them at all. Oh, he's kicking!
Really? Here's Daddy!
We're going to be better parents than them.